George. This is it. We're gonna finally get this video together. We did a little lab tour earlier showing you some of the machines, and this was the project I was working on. Made this video quite a while ago. Never got around to the final edits, so here we go. I think it takes about 15 or 20 minutes. It was 2 or 3 hours of work for me. I sped everything up about 500%. So we're making an adapter for a power feed on our manual mill. Got the drawing there. Of course you can't see that, but we're bringing it into spec here. Gonna make some threads. I think I'm looking at the wrong number. I spend all this time creeping up on the diameter, and then it's the wrong diameter. So we'll see. Just touching off to find the proper distance and making a little recess to thread into. 775, that looks like the right diameter. Gonna blue it up, checking out my settings, gonna do a scratch pass, see what the thread looks like. I got a thread gauge coming up. Compare the threads I want. It was a metric thread, I think. A 1.25 compared to the threads. Looks good. Now it's time to rock. Starting the thread cutting process. Half a dozen swipes, a few spring passes. We're ready to rock. Oop, not quite. Another spring pass. First we'll clean the threads up and see if that's the problem. Friday morning, easing into the day, cup of coffee. And a video narration. Not yet. Remember, this is 500 speed faster, 500% faster. Imagine how deathly boring this would be at normal speed. Oh, beautiful. Just run the file through, clean the valley up a bit, take the nudges off. Heads up. Oh yeah. Next step. We gotta measure the collar where the hand crank is gonna sit. I think we're close there. We just need to go a little bit further back. Guess we weren't close. Gotta take a lot off. 12 millimeter, I do believe, is what it was. Told me it was, and I went to 11.7. Oops. In case you didn't notice, it fit like a glove. Next we have to push back, make the diameter for the whole shaft. This is what I don't know what to call it, the gear adapter. This is what the drive is going to sit on. So the power shaft is going to sit over top of this. I'm going to cut a keyway into here and attach it to the shaft on the bed, and it will drive through this adapter into the shaft. I had a dream that I saw Dally in the supermarket alley. He was trying to throw his arms around the world. Look at that, eh? It's like a glove. I was hoping to make a little collar here that fits into the housing of the drive mechanism, but that didn't work. I don't want to, spoiler alert or anything, but cut those threads. I always make the threads too long because there's always funky stuff in the beginning and there's some flex in the shaft and stuff, so cut it long. That's the length we need. Now I'm going to come to the back side of this. 4 jaw chucks. In case you don't know, there's a 3 jaw chuck in the world, which is pretty good to bring things in. 4 jaw chucks are a little more accurate, but they really are a pain in the ass to get centered. They're very accurate for centering and repeatable, but it does take some effort. I don't know if, yeah, so you see, you always have to pull out the mic here and spin it over and get everything spinning perfectly concentric, which, believe me, sounds simple, but you're working to 10,000ths of an inch, it gets quite annoying. But alas, it happens. Just making the back side of the adapter now. I think we're going to chop this off. I think I was saying I was trying to make a little flange that fits into the mechanism, and it turns into now you see, now you don't. It'll be here for the next 15 minutes, and then in the last edit you'll see that, hey, where did that little flange go? I cut it off. I do like this. Dave's making himself a keyway. They don't teach you that in school. Well, nobody ever taught me anything really, but so I had to make a keyway there. I drilled a hole off center, and then I file it square later, so It's a fine line, but it worked out well in this one. Just drilling, gotta go fairly deep hole here, because it's fitting over the shaft on the bed. So it's two different diameters, so I have to drill two different holes here. Not the greatest camera angle, but I roughed out the hole with the drill bit, and now I'm using a boring bar, going in with the boring bar and cleaning it up a little more into spec. Drill bit's just a rough cut, and now I can get it within a couple thou. Trying to figure out how to get a 45-degree chamfer on there without moving my block, but I can't. I had it set up for cutting threads, 29.5-degree angle. Takes a while to tune it in. I didn't want to lose it, but oh well. This is just a quick cheat in getting it parallel. I didn't hit the camera, you hit the camera. Again, not the best angle, but I'm using a cutoff tool here and squaring up the flange, the front and the back side. All for naught, because it'll be coming off later. Oh, what's that? Beautiful. Here's my setup for cutting the top keyway, which you'll see got too much overhang here and it pivots in the vise. I'm pretty sure I make a little extra support for this. You can see it starts dipping here. La, da, da, dee, da, dee, da. Wait a second, is this the right bit? Yeah, it is, don't you worry. 3mm keyway, 2mm deep. It's pivoting, so I'm putting in a support. The things you gotta come up with, eh? Two keyways, one for the drive gear on the power drive and one for the hand crank, so we could still use a hand crank if we need to. The worst part is these were two different keyways. One was a 4mm keyway and one was a 3mm keyway. You didn't see that pivot, did you? Same thing, other end. Now we're gonna drill and tap some set screws to lock it on. It's important to start straight, George. You know that. I like that for a disaster. Don't worry, it works. Does anyone care? Anyone care? Does anyone care? Getting closer, George. There it is. Had to machine that plate that's on there right now with the holes in it. I had to put that in the 4-jaw chuck and spin it and turn that collar down to fit the new piece, the new power drive. That was a procedure that I didn't record. I'm just drilling a little pocket here for the set screws, so well, goes deeper, but I don't have any smaller set screws, so it was either wait or drill a hole and use the set screw that I had. This is a fantastic song. I'm going to be singing along with this one. No way to hold my head that didn't hurt. Bum bum. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Johnny Cash does a nice cover of this. Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Do 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 do. And I washed my face, pulled my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. Now we put the bushing on, and of course the bushing doesn't fit. We gotta file down a bit. Do do do. I lit my first and watched a small kid cussing at a can that he was kicking. It might look tight, but it went on easy enough. It wasn't that hard. Then I crossed the empty street and caught the Sunday smell of some You're getting there. Chicken. And it took me back to something that I lost somewhere along the way. Yeah, on a Sunday morning sidewalk, do 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 do, I know that I was stoned. There's something about a Sunday make a body feel alone. Just shimming it up here so it kind of floats in there and doesn't grind on the backside. Half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk. Oh yeah, one snug fit, one loose fit. Coming to a big conclusion, George. Victory is mine. This, of course, is the second axis. I already have one on the front axis, the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So I'll move the camera and you see the magic happen now. But who's doing that? How's that turning? What's going on here? Smooth as butter. What? Want to go the other way? Sure, we can go the other way. I can speed you up. I can slow you down. I could rapid travel. Look at all the options in the world. Like a body feel alone. Do, do. But what does it really look like with both of them traveling? That's the question. Well, I'll answer that question for you. Of a sleeping city sidewalk. Bum, 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 bum. Those are the stops for them. So we have physical stops in the X and the Y directions, so it'll kick the drive out. That was the other one I made. Oh yeah. Another successful project by Dave's Acme Adapters. Half as lonesome as the sound. Sing it for me, Chris. A sleeping city sidewalk. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, you might think it runs into it, but no. Everything is perfectly bolted and put in place. Got clearance, nothing crashes. What a conclusion that is, eh? In case you couldn't read lips, it says, "That's it, Georgie.